Hi, this is Darren Q, and welcome to another episode of Q the Tech, where we help you navigate the rough waters of technology. Today, we're going to take a look at tech bargains and where to find them. If you're like me, you just hate to pay full retail price for the technology items that you want. So, over the years, I've learned a few tricks on how to get the most from your money, so I wanted to share those with you today. So we're going to look at 3 different areas where you can maximize your spend and still get quality items. The first is eBay, the second is Swapna, and then lastly, company refurbished items. So let's take a look at the first item. So I'm going to go to Safari and pull up the eBay application or site online. So eBay is a great site. For those of you who don't use it, it's something that I would encourage you to take a look at. You can basically buy and sell anything and everything on eBay. But there are some things that you want to keep in mind to make sure that you're safe as a buyer or a seller and that you end up getting what you really want. So the first thing is you'll want to set up a PayPal account and set that account up using your credit card. So I will navigate to the PayPal site. It's very easy to set up. You can see here that there's a site that you can log into or sign up if you haven't logged in previously. It'll ask you some information like your address and then get some information about how you can pay for items that you want to purchase. So very important. Once you've got that set up, you can utilize eBay's very robust search items. So let's say I want to look at, for a camera, a Canon T4i is the example that I'll use here. And you can see that there's 81 items that have come back. But if I want to narrow that down even further, I can utilize the vast filtering mechanisms that are in place over here on the left and say that I want to look at items that are new only. So that list becomes substantially smaller based on that item. I can also say I want to see things that are buy it now versus an auction format, and I'll get into that more in just a second by clicking that option there. That didn't narrow it down any, but in other situations that would. So utilize that filtering option to narrow things to be as specific as possible to get the smallest list of things for you to look at and work through. Another area to keep in mind is when you're looking to buy something, look for sellers that have a lot of feedback. So I'm actually going to go into my purchase history here and pull up an item here from a purchase I made yesterday from a dealer called Hottest Deal Ever. And you can see this person has over 500,000 pieces of feedback. So a lot of people have purchased things from this person, and you can see his feedback is over 99%. So that's another thing that you want to keep in mind. When you buy something on eBay, make sure you're doing it from a person who sold a lot of items as well as has a 99% or greater positive feedback rating. Also, I'm going to go back a few screens to where I was looking at cameras. You saw me click the buy it now. This is something I would encourage you to focus on. Don't look at auction items if you're buying things. Look for opportunities that you can buy it now, and that way you'll know exactly what you're going to have to pay. And also you know that you're going to win the auction if you're willing to pay the amount that the person is asking for. There's also a section within the Buy It Now called Best Offer. And you can see on this third item here, it's Buy It Now, but it also has or Best Offer. And what that allows you to do is send an offer that's less than the Buy It Now cost to the seller to see if they're willing to take the item, allow you to purchase the item for less than what they're selling it for. So this is a great option. This is the maximum that the person is going to be getting but many times they will take less than what they're asking for. One thing to keep in mind, though, in doing this is you want to make sure that your offer of something less than what they're asking for is at least 80% of the cost. Anything lower than that, you run a strong risk of insulting the person, and then the negotiation breaks down very quickly. So make sure it's at least 80% of the asking price, and then you can work from there. If you have any questions about the items being sold, that's another great thing about eBay. You can send questions to the seller and they can respond to you in a timely manner. If they don't respond in a timely manner, that's a good indication that that's probably a seller that you want to avoid. And then lastly, assuming that you do win the auction, and by auction I mean you actually purchase the item, when you get the item in and use it for a while, make sure that you leave feedback for that seller. This helps the seller know what they're doing well and what they might need improvement on, but it also helps other buyers to know that this is a seller that they should work with and deal with, or potentially to stay away from. So that's eBay. The second is Swapna. So Swapna is something that I found out about relatively recently, within the last 3 or so months, and it's a great place to get mobile tech. And you can see here, you can get iPhones or smartphones, tablets, and then laptops, and in particular Chromebooks and MacBooks. So the approach with Swapna is very much the same as with eBay. However, unlike eBay where there are auctions, even though I cautioned you to avoid the auction component, Swapna is solely a buy it now with the best offer component baked into it. And with Swapna, I've noticed that they are willing in a lot less frequency to allow you to buy an item for less than what they're listing it. So the flexibility on what you can buy the product for is a lot less than with eBay. There's a lot less negotiating. So again, like eBay, you'll want to keep the following things in mind. You'll want to set up a PayPal account and use your credit card to make purchases. You'll also want to look for sellers that have quite a bit of feedback within Swapna. And then also for any kind of item that's listed here, you can make an offer, but the offers, again, you'll want to be 85 to 90% of the asking price for them to even respond or respond in a positive way. And also you can ask questions of buyers on here. So I'm going to pull up an iPhone and look at an iPhone 6 and an iPhone 6 on AT&T, just to show some items that come back. And you can see there's a wide variety of items here. And again, you've got some filtering mechanisms. But one nice thing about Swapna is they are selling items that are in good condition or better. So you're not going to get stuff with cracked screens, for example, on phones, or things that don't work. They don't allow you to sell junk on Swapna. So the vetting process is a little bit more robust than with eBay as an example. Likewise, there's somebody who actually will approve your listing before it actually is available for people to see. So if I scroll down here, you see that there's a listing approved by someone who actually works for Swapna, and they make sure that key information is there and things along those lines. So Swapna is a great option. I've purchased a phone. Actually, the phone I have right now is purchased through Swapna, and I got a great deal on it. So keep that in mind as something if you're looking for, again, a phone or a tablet or a Chromebook or an Apple laptop. So the last area that I wanted to talk to you about is companies' refurbished stock and buying things via that mechanism. I'm not sure if many of you know about this, but most companies, tech companies at least, sell products that are refurbished and are in great shape at a noticeable discount. And so finding those and searching in that area first is a really good way to save money. So for computers and phones, for example, Apple and Samsung have refurbished sites that you can purchase items from. For cameras and lenses, Canon and Nikon, the two biggest, have refurbished areas where you can buy great product from. And then as another example, stereo equipment. So Denon, Marantz, Yamaha, they all have refurbished sites where you can purchase items at a significant discount. So I'm going to pull up one. It's the Apple site. So you can see in this example, I've got refurbished MacBook Pros, and you can see these items have free shipping and free returns. You can see the discounted price is $270 on this particular MacBook Pro, which is a 2015 13-inch item. These also have 1-year warranties, so that's another thing to keep in mind. Look for refurbished products that have warranties associated with them. And that way, if something does happen, you're covered, even though you're getting it at a discount. So Apple, this is an example there. From a camera standpoint, here is Canon's site, and I'm looking at an 70D, a Canon 70D, which retails for about $960 US. And you can get a refurbished item, which is basically brand new with a 1-year warranty for a savings of over $300, so just under $650. So that's another great example. So those first two areas were sites that are being run by the companies themselves. There's other third parties, though, that are licensed to sell refurbished products. So an example here is Adorama, which is a site based in New York, and they sell a variety of camera gear, again, at significant discounts. So this example here of a Nikon D7200, a savings of over $300 from their site, and it comes with a 90-day warranty. So the normal warranty is a year, but you're getting 90 days with this refurbished product for Nikon through this site. And shipping is free, and it's a great company to deal with. So Adorama is a company that I've purchased DSLRs from in the past, and they're great products. They're basically brand new, but at a substantial discount. But when you do buy refurbished products, if you're not buying it from the company, the manufacturer directly, you want to make sure that the company you are buying it from is a authorized dealer. So as an example here, I've got the list for Nikon up here as of June 8th of this year, and you can see Adorama, which is about the 7th one down on the list here, is an authorized dealer. So you want to make sure you purchase items from authorized dealers, and that way you're ensuring you're getting an item that will have its warranty honored by the actual manufacturing company. So again, hopefully these 3 sites and ways to utilize these sites is helpful. For me, it's been a great way to get tech bargains and not have to pay the retail price for it. So if you've enjoyed this video, please feel free to subscribe and like the video. And if you are interested in seeing other ones, then stay tuned. Thank you. Take care.